Hello. So, I just did a whole live stream on the Mai Trainer channel, and I said I was going to address concerns that I have for ladies when they drop their calories too low. But then my video got to be like 22 minutes, and I actually forgot to share my concerns. So what I decided to do is maybe I'll just go live on my personal page, and what I'm doing is I'm going to see if I can share this over to this live stream also over to the group and also over to my personal page, just so that we can get more people to pop on, because I didn't get to say what my actual concerns were. Dang it. But I did go through the whole breakdown on how to figure out 1,500 calories to 1,800 calories for women on the other live stream. And so I think I'm going to link the two live streams, because I didn't actually get to say the whole thing, because the last live stream ended up being 22 minutes long. So I am now sharing this to my personal page so that more people can pop on if they're paying attention. Probably going to be laughing at why in the world I need to pop on twice, but those of you that know will understand. And so then also I'm going to share this into my group that I have. I do have a Mai Trainer group, Mai Trainer 365 community, so that's where everybody can find my information, my health and fitness related information, because a lot of the stuff that you guys hear on my personal page has been so far like the loving her stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and share that into the Mai Trainer 365 community, post it there. And then I'll go ahead and share it over to the women's group that I have too for later. So without going into everything that I just went into, there has been not more than one occasion, lots of occasions over the years since 2004 when I've started doing all of this as my work. So being a strength and conditioning coach most recently, and a certified precision nutrition coach, but then also I started back in 2004 with the exercise science, and just a general personal education was what I first had when I started. So my recommendations for women have always been to not go less than 1,500 calories. And the reason I find that so important is because I want you to be considering not just like the body fat that you're carrying, but I also want you to be considering, right there? All right. I also want you to be considering these red words next to me that I have: your bones, your muscles, and bones including like your teeth, the health of your teeth, your muscles, your hair and nails, your mental clarity and performance, and then your physical performance, like how strong you are, and then also where you might go in your mind with some disordered eating when you start really tracking your calories in a very meticulous fashion. Okay, so the first what I want to address with you is your bone density. And so this is more along the lines for women that are already at a healthy weight but are really trying to lose that last little bit of weight. Okay, so a lot of what I'm seeing are women that are between 120 pounds and 150 pounds, and they still have a little body fat around the midsection that they're showing me, or they're picking an area of their body and they really want the fat to go away from that area. So this is my concern for those groups, is that I don't want you to develop osteoporosis, osteopenia, any of it. I don't want you to have bone loss as a result of your fitness and nutrition, okay? So if you are a woman, and this happens all the time, in like 50s, 60s, higher, and I do your body fat, and your body fat's in a healthy place, but you're still talking to me about that last little bit of weight that you have, I'm going to ask you how your bone density is. I want to know if you've had it tested, and I want to know if you're losing bone density or if you're in a good place. Because what I want you to know is that it's not going to be you're not going to be able to maintain your bone density or increase your bone density if you're also trying to lose weight at the same time and you're cutting your calories down, okay? Your bone density is dependent on you doing weight-bearing exercise and eating enough calories to have bone growth, okay? So I'm not going to tell you exactly the number that you need to be able to have increased bone growth, because that will be a conversation that would be best for your doctor. But what I'm going to do is wave at you and be like, hey, I can't tell you weight loss stuff right now, because what you're telling me is that you have bone density loss, and I know that telling you to eat a low-calorie diet is going to accelerate that, okay? So if you came to me with osteoporosis and you wanted to lose weight at the same time, then I would be pushing for you not to be eating less than 1,800 calories, probably more, because I would want you to be able to have enough energy to not only get through your weight-bearing workout, but then also to have increased bone density, okay? Because you need those extra calories to build bone and build muscle, all right? So that leads into muscles, this second thing that I want you to consider. If you have a weight loss goal, then I assume you have a body fat goal, a body fat loss. That's what I assume you want to lose, right? So I'm wanting you to maintain the muscle that you already have while you're exercising and while you're eating healthier, okay? So it's going to be really hard for you to maintain the muscle that you already have if you dip below 1,500 calories. And if you're very active and you're going for performance, it's going to be very hard for you to do that if you don't have at least 1,800 calories, okay? So athletes, when you study sports nutrition or you study what athletes are doing during their seasons of competing, it is not recommended for them to try to lose weight and be competing at the same time. If you want your performance to be at its best, then you're going to need your calorie ranges to be able to sustain the body weight that you already are and be able to tolerate the increased training you're going to do, especially if you don't have a lot of body fat to lose. So if you do have some body fat to lose, then this is where maybe the 1,800 calorie range would be okay. If you're not wanting to lose your bone density, okay? So now your mental focus and your brain itself, I want you to remember that your brain uses a huge amount of the carbohydrates that you eat to actually think and function, okay? So your brain wants the healthy carbohydrates. It wants the fruits and vegetables. It wants the whole grains. The sugar binges it could do without, right? We already know this. We already know that. But what I'm talking to you about is when we did our calorie breakdowns, and we were looking at like what to put carbohydrates at. I don't really want you going below 40% of your diet coming from carbohydrates, because I think it's going to affect the way you think. Based off of everything that I've read and studied, it's going to have a little bit of effect on that if you start dipping the calories way down. And then some of you on these diets that are restricting your carbohydrates and dropping your calories really low, and you're wondering why you're having headaches, it's because you need to eat, okay? A lot of times it's because you need to eat. Okay, so if you're feeling sick and you've started a new diet and you're feeling dizzy and your head hurts and all this stuff, and then what the diet person that sold you the plan tells you is that you're just coming off of addiction to sugar, or you're just coming off of addiction to this or that, but they've told you to drop your calories below 1,500, and they're telling you that's why you're having headaches, is because of your addiction to sugar. What I would suggest is getting your calories back up to that 1,500 mark, and maybe not having sugar and having like some fruit or something else that bumps you back up to those levels, and seeing if your headaches go away. Because if your headaches go away with the 1,500 calories or more, then you need to be thinking about that in a little bit different way. I don't want everyone to think that everything that a diet plan sells them on why they're feeling like crap is valid. okay? Because a lot of the reason you're feeling like crap when you're on a diet is because the calories are too dang low, or it's not enough protein, or your fuel is gone, okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. All right. Hair and nails. So I want to let you know what happened when I decided to dip. I started to say it on the last live stream, but I let my calories dip down low because I wanted to do a whole bunch of videos, and I wanted to show like 140-pound Maile doing like body weight stretching videos, and then I wanted the videos to gradually show an increase in intensity. And so I allowed my weight to go up as I started shooting new videos, and now my plan is to shoot even more videos, but to shoot videos when I'm like, you know, got some more muscle mass. So I have 600 videos of me between 138 pounds and 150 pounds. And so now I want my new series of videos to be me at this like more like 160 pounds, possibly even higher if my body decides that it wants to be a higher weight with the training that I'm doing, okay? So I don't know if you remember my hair. Everyone wants to, what I'm getting irritated with is that I know that my hair started thinning when I started dipping my calories between this 15 and 1800 calorie range, and I never dipped it lower than that, and I never did really high intensity training. But me, and if you look at pictures of me, and I might even post some if this kind of top kind of takes off, after I had Jacob, I was already done nursing and all that stuff, and I still had really great hair, like down to like here at least. And then for a year, I started playing with intermittent fasting and doing all that stuff, and my hair really like suffered. My hairstylist noticed that I was losing my hair. Tim noticed that he was finding my hair everywhere, and I'm like going with it just because, you know, theoretically I shouldn't be losing my hair at these calorie ranges. But I want to make you aware of that. Like, part of the reason that I don't want to tell you to drop your calories way freaking low is because I've experienced what happens when your body decides that it just doesn't need to produce hair and nails like it used to, because it doesn't have the energy that you need, okay? So rather than pumping yourself, rather than going on these extreme diets and then pumping yourself with collagen supplements or these other supplements that promise great hair and skin and nails, what I would like you to do is maybe consider keeping your calories up to that 1800 calorie mark or more, and definitely not less than the 1500 calories. So if you've been on a weight loss plan and you've been noticing that your nails are breaking more, your hair is falling out a little bit more, I want you to consider that and consider how long it's going to take you to get that back, okay? So my hair's been growing back, and I've been noticing it fuller. It's been about the last 6 months to a year. I've been eating more calories. And I'm not too upset about it because I'm glad I have the videos and everything. But what I'm more upset about is people trying to tell me it's because I'm getting old, or because I'm not taking the right supplement products, or that it's because of Jacob. Because I had great hair a couple years after I stopped nursing. It was not until I dipped these calories down, because I wanted to shoot videos and be, you know, a different size and play with some of this other fun stuff, that my hair and nails suffered. So my hope is that I'm going to be able to prove it to you, and not necessarily prove it to you, but prove it to myself, because I think my hair is going to come back, and I don't want to be taking all these extra supplements to help it, just because I want to see the way that food impacts it. Okay, I want to see the way actual calories impacts it before I start pumping myself with however much it is per month to have collagen supplements and all this other stuff. Okay, what if you just actually ate enough calories so that your body could support your hair and nails? How about that? Okay, I've touched on a little bit of performance. So the whole reason that I am allowing myself to eat more calories right now is because I'm having to support weight like overhead. That impacts like muscle through here, muscle through the hips. I want to actually gain that muscle, so I am at least at 2200 calories a day or higher. Some days I'll go ahead and let myself hit up to like 3000 calories a day, which is odd because me and Tim started laughing about it, but when I met Tim, I was eating more calories than he was. and he was trying to gain muscle mass. And that was one of the first things I started harping on him about, because that some days he was only eating about 1,500 calories on these bodybuilding plans that he found on the internet. And as a result, he was about 175 pounds when I met him, and I was about 158 pounds. And so now there's a bigger difference. He's up a little bit past 200 now. And then the disordered eating part is hard for me to talk about, because I feel like I have it a little bit easy. And I think the reason I have it a little bit easy is because from a very young age, I had really good coaches that were on top of it, and that always erred on the side of making sure I ate more food rather than harping on me about how much I weighed. I never had that experience. I never, the only experience I had of that was within my own family, and my own mom not necessarily understanding like how many calories I needed, until my coach intervened. And what they found out when I was in high school was that I needed between 3,000 and 4,000 calories just to maintain my body weight and to maintain my performance. Okay. But what I'm hearing from a lot of women is how bad they feel about themselves when they eat, and when they look in the mirror, and all of that stuff. And so when we start to get into doing body fat measurements and weighing on the scale, if I find that it becomes a huge concern or a huge stressor for you to do that, then I'm not going to do it anymore. Okay? I'm going to say that it's not good for us to do. And once I hear about disordered eating or anything mental kind of related to it, it's not a good idea. It's actually contraindicated and specifically spelled out for me in my certifications that I'm not supposed to be giving you extra tools on how to manage your nutrition and all those little things, because that's going to just exasperate what's going on with you. Okay? So if you're having trouble eating at least 1,500 calories, 1,200 calories if your doctor says, if you're having trouble doing that and it's because you feel bad about doing the eating itself, or you're really in that dark place where food is a real issue, then I do want you to be reaching out and telling not only your coach and your doctor and all of that stuff, but then also getting some extra support and getting all of those tools that you need to be able to come from a place of taking care of yourself and giving your body what it needs. Okay? Because that's all that I hope for you, is that your body has what it needs. It has the protein grams, carbohydrates, the fats it needs. And if there's something going on with you that's keeping you from doing that, then I want you to take that seriously, but take it seriously not in a way of trying to micromanage more of what you're putting into your mouth, but maybe more so what's going on inside, and getting support from all the different areas that you can, rather than isolating yourself and trying to constrict and manage even more so the tiny details of what's going on with your nutrition. Okay? I would like you could reach out to me and I could help you go into a direction of support if you don't have anyone else, or if you do have loving people. In Loving Her, like the book that I wrote, and that you can find on this channel when you go to the links in the bio, those are all tools for you to start restoring kind of what's going on. But I do want you to go beyond that and get actual loving people. That's one of the exercises in the book, is finding your loving people, not the people that are going to say some stuff to deter you or to break you down, but helps you to identify maybe the loving people that you have in your life that could support you. Okay? So, ramble for the ladies. These are my concerns for you. When you drop your calories lower than 1,500, I'm concerned about your bones, your muscles, your hair and nails, mental focus, performance, and I don't want you to get into some disordered eating just because you're trying to monitor all this stuff. Okay? All right. I love you. Let me know if you have questions. See you later.